Hi friends, welcome to Electrical Mind short videos. Today topic is regarding power systems. The topic is tariff. This is in Polytechnic lecturers syllabus. It is a small topic only. Uh, Only the types of tariff is they given syllabus. They given only types of tariff. That's it. So mostly in this is Polytechnic lecturers syllabus is same regarding as AEE syllabus, but in AEE they won't ask any question regarding tariff. They maybe there will be a chance in asking in Polytechnic lecturers. So learning is not a wrong thing. So let's see the topic about tariff. Tariff means the rate at which electrical energy is supplied to a consumer is known as tariff. Tariff means generally every month we pay bill regarding our electricity. How many units we use, that they will calculate in our energy meter and they will give us a bill to pay. So that is called tariff. Total cost of producing and supplying the electrical energy. They cost for what the supply that electrical energy they are producing to us. They cost for us, and it cannot be the same for all consumers. It is not same for all the consumers. It may for industrial it is different, domestic it is different, it is commercial for it is different, because depending on the loads we depending upon the load they charges. The different types of consumers that use electricity are industrial consumers, domestical consumers, commercial consumers. For all these consumers the load is not same. For domestic purpose the loads are different, industrial purpose the loads are different, commercial the loads are different. While fixing tariff they consider the type of consumer. While fixing tariff they consider the whether they are industrial consumer or domestic consumer or commercial consumers. They take the which type of consumer they consider the which type of consumer and they fix the tariff. So what are the objectives of the tariff? A tariff should conclude following items: recovery of cost of producing electrical energy at the power station. At what cost they are producing, they will produce the electrical energy at the power station. And second objective is recovery of cost on the capital investment in the transmission and distribution systems. Whatever the investment that they put in the transmission and distribution systems, for that recovery purpose they fix the tariff. So third objective is recovery of cost of operation and maintenance. For operation purpose and maintenance purpose there will be a cost. They invest some cost. For that recovery also they will fix the tariff depending on the operation and maintenance purpose. Third objective is recovery of the cost of operation and maintenance of supply of electrical energy. For this operation and maintenance of supply of electrical energy, example metering equipment and billing, etc. The fourth objective is a suitable profit on the capital investment. The desirable characteristics of tariff. There must be some characteristics regarding the tariff. A tariff must have proper return, fairness, simplicity, reasonable profit, attractive. So regarding considering these 5 characteristics they will fix the tariff. It must be proper return. Whatever they invest they must get the proper return. Fairness means for one consumer they won't fix high cost. For one consumer they won't fix low. For everyone they will took into the every consumer and they will fairly fix one tariff. It must be simplicity, reasonable profit and attractive. These are the characteristics, desirable characteristics regarding tariff. The types of tariffs. There are several types of tariffs, but commonly used tariffs are simple tariff or uniform rate tariff, flat rate tariff, block rate tariff, two-part tariff, Hopkinson two-part tariff or Hopkinson demand rate, maximum demand tariff or right demand rate. PF means power factor tariff, three-part tariff. So first we see about the simple tariff. Simple tariff means fixed rate per unit of energy consumed. They will fix some rate for per unit of energy that consumer consumed. The price is charged per unit is constant. They charge for per unit. They charge for per unit is constant, is a fixed value. It does not increase or decrease. It does not increase or decrease in number of units consumed. The number of units that consumer consumed depending upon the number of units consumed. It does not depend upon the number of units that consumer. Depending on the number of units, they won't increase or decrease the tariff. So in every one house we have the energy meters in every one of our house. So the units that we consumed are recorded in the energy meter. Depending upon the units that shown by the energy meter, they fix the rate. So regarding the simple tariff, the disadvantages are every consumer has to pay equitably for the fixed charges and cost per unit is very high. Regarding the simple tariff, every consumer has to pay equal for fixed charges. They fix some charges either if they use less power or high power, they fix some charge. So for every consumer they have to pay equal. Even they use a high power, high energy or low energy, they must pay fixed what they fixed charge. The cost per unit is very high in simple tariff. So second tariff is flat rate tariff. Different consumers are charged at different uniform per unit rates. Different consumers are charged at different uniform per unit rates. The consumers are grouped into different classes and each class of consumer is charged at the different uniform rate. In this flat rate tariff, the consumers are grouped into some different groups, some different classes, depending upon the and each class that consumer is consumed at different uniform rates. So all the class people want so all consumers won't charge consumers are grouped into different classes and each class of consumer is charged at different rates depending upon their usage. So in this flat rate tariff, different classes people have different types of uniform rates. They fix different rates. They take account of their diversity and load factors. It depends upon the load factor and diversity. The advantage of the flat rate tariff is tariff that is more fair and different consumers and quite simple in calculations. So for flat rate per kilowatt for lighting loads may be 60 maybe 60 pice, whereas slightly less for power load is 55 pice per kilowatt. The disadvantages regarding the flat rate tariff. Separate meters are required for lighting loads and power loads. There will we can't fix the meters same for the lighting loads and power loads. So the tariff expensive is complicated. So the tariff is expensive and it is complicated. These two are the disadvantages regarding flat rate tariff. Flat rate tariff means different consumers are charged different in uniform per unit rates. Block rate tariff. The name itself says that the block of energy is charged at a specified value and succeeding blocks of energy are charged at less rates. So in this block rate tariff we have two blocks. Every consumer is divided into blocks and price per unit is fixed. The price per unit in first block is highest and it is reduced for the succeeding blocks. That means there are two blocks. The price per unit in first block is they will fix the highest value for the first block. Regarding the succeeding block, they will reduce the rate. For example, if we have 25 units, for 25 units they will charge 4 paisa per unit. That means next 40 units they will decrease. They will reduce the cost for 3.3 rupees 550 paise per unit. This tariff is mostly popular among domestic, commercial and small industrial consumers. So this is what is the block rate tariff means. A block rate tariff is the energy is charged at specified value and succeeding blocks of energy are charged at less rates. This is called block rate tariff. So the next tariff is two-part tariff. On the basis of the maximum demand of the consumer, the units consumed. The two-part tariff depends upon the basis of the maximum demand and the consumer, the units that the consumer consumed. The total charge made from consumer is split into two parts. They are fixed charges and running charges. Fixed charge means they already fix one value of tariff depending upon the maximum demand of consumer. Running charges means number of units they consumed. Number of units they consumed is called running charges. Depending upon the maximum demand and recovers the fixed charges. Depends upon the maximum demand and recovers the fixed charges. This is about the two-part tariff. What is two-part tariff means? Two-part tariff is based on the maximum demand of the consumer and the units that the consumer is consumed is called two-part tariff. Two-part tariff charges they made on based on two parts, fixed charges and running charges. So the next tariff is maximum demand tariff. It is similar to the two-part tariff, but the only difference is the maximum demand is actually measured by installing maximum demand meter in the presence of consumer. It is similar to the two-part tariff, means maximum demand it is based on the maximum demand of the consumer and the units that consumed, but what is the small difference is they measured by installing maximum demand meter in the presence of consumer. Mostly this type of tariff is applied for big consumers, not suitable for small consumers. A separate maximum demand meter is required. So this is about the maximum tariff. The next one is power factor tariff. Power factor tariff means power factor is taken into consideration in the consumer's load. if power factor is low, if power factor for low power factor, the increasing the rate of station equipment, and there is a increase of station equipments and line losses. If power factor is low, the line losses will increase and the equipments of the power station will be increases due to low power factor. In an AC system, the power factor plays an important role. The based on this, the power factor tariff is of three important types. They are kVA maximum demand tariff, sliding scale tariff, kilowatt and kVAR tariff. In kVA maximum demand, the tariff is based on the charges made based on the maximum demand in kVA, not in kilowatts. Based on the kVA rating only, they will fix the tariff. They will make the charges. So in this, the kilowatts, the kVA rating is inversely proportional to the power factor. In this, the kVA is inversely proportional to the power factor. This is about the kVA maximum demand tariff. And another point is, the main advantage of kVA maximum demand tariff is it encourages the consumers to operate their appliances and machinery at improved power factor in kVA maximum demand. At improved power factor only, the home appliances, the consumer can operate the appliances and machineries, and they can use machineries and appliances at improved power factor in kVA maximum demand. They won't took kilowatts into consideration. Regarding sliding scale tariff, so the next tariff regarding the power factor tariff is sliding scale tariff. In sliding scale tariff, the average power factor is considered. This is also known as the sliding scale tariff is also known as the average power factor tariff. The average power factor tariff means, say the power factor is of 0.8 lagging. At 0.8 lagging, they take the 0.8 lagging as the reference in sliding scale tariff. If the power factor of the consumer is below 0.8 lagging, falls to below 0.8, there will be additional charges. If it is above 0.8, they will give discount. So once again, what is sliding scale tariff means? It is the average power factor. It is also known as the average power factor tariff. In this power factor, they take 0.8 power factor lagging as the reference, and then if the power factor of the consumer is below 0.8 power factor, they will charge the additional charges if it is 0.8 less, if it is below 0.8. So if it is above 0.8, they will give the discount to the consumer. This is about the sliding scale tariff. Next one is kilowatt and kVAR tariff. In this kilowatt and kVAR tariff, the kilowatts means it is active power. Kilowatts means active power. kVAR means reactive power. So in this kilowatt and kVAR tariff, both active power and reactive power are taken into consideration. So when the are taken into consideration, but they charge separately. They charge for both. In this, the kW is active power and kVAR reactive power. reactive power supplied are charged separately. So if the consumer has low power factor, when there is a low power factor, the loads will draw more reactive power. So when the loads draw more reactive power, then the charges are then the consumer have to pay more charges when they have low power factor. This is about the power factor tariff. In that, the power factor tariff, the consumer load is taken into consideration. In an AC power system, the power factor plays an important role. When the low power factor increases, the rating of the station equipment and line losses more. In that, the kVA maximum tariff, kilowatts is not considered in this tariff. Sliding scale tariff means if sliding scale tariff means they will have the average, they will set the average power factor 0.8. If below 0.8, they will charge more. If it is above, they will give discount. And kilowatt kVAR means if kilowatts means it is active power and kVAR means reactive power. If consumer has low power factor, the load will draw more reactive power. So when the loads draw more reactive power, the charges are increased. Last and final tariff is 3-part tariff. This is the extension of that 2-part tariff. In this 3-part tariff, the total charge is split into 3 parts. So in this, the total charge is split into 3 parts. First part is fixed charge, semi-fixed charge, running charge. This type of tariff is generally applied for the big consumers. This 3-part tariff is applied for big consumers. This is about the types of tariff. సో ఈ వీడియో కానీ మీకు నచ్చినట్లయితే లైక్, షేర్ అండ్ కామెంట్. లైక్, షేర్ అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ ఫర్ వాచింగ్.